10 mistakes that could shorten your pet's life. Hey guys, Top Best Pets welcomes you back into another exciting video, and as the title suggests, today we'll be discussing some mistakes that could shorten your pet's life. But before we begin, make sure you're subscribed to our channel, and if you're not, do it right away to never miss out on any videos by us. Also, hit the bell icon to stay notified of our new content. Mistake number 1. Feeding cats with dry food and meat at the same time. As early as possible, you ought to pick what you feed your cat. Dry cat food or regular food. If you choose to feed your cat both, there's gonna be adverse consequences on their digestive system. Also, if you pick regular food, you have to consult an expert vet on the rundown of food sources to take care of them. Likewise, remember to change their water basically once every day. Cats gotta stay hydrated. If you prefer dry or canned cat food, read through the ingredients before you pick a brand. It's better if the food doesn't contain any enhancing specialists, corn, or GMOs. Additionally, focus on the extent of meat and different parts in the cat food. If you prefer regular food, pick food sources that are suggested for cats. Low-fat, dairy items, crude or bubbled meat, liver, heart, stomach, saltwater fish around 1 to 2 times each week, bubbled and new egg yolks, close to once per week. Food sources that shouldn't be given to cats: greasy meat that can harm the cat's liver, greasy or freshwater fish, which could get your cat contaminated with parasites, table food, liquor, desserts, salt, and onions. Mistake number 2. Not making any scheduled visits to the vet for your pet. Please do not disregard routine vet visits, since this is the best way to keep away from specific illnesses or discover them and fix them on time. You ought to get your pet vaccinated for the most pervasive illnesses. Along those lines, it'll protect both your pet and yourself. Also, when you visit the vet, you can enlist your pet to get its ID, which is basically a report card of their life. In a perfect world, every pet should have an ID. Mistake number 3. Leaving a cat next to an open window. Lots of cats follow their impulses and hop directly out of an open window attempting to catch a bird. A couple of them land without hurting themselves. However, most cats break their paws, spines, or even die. To keep away from misfortune, don't leave any windows open. Mistake number 4. Avoiding sterilization out of pity. Owners frequently sympathize with their pets and decline to spay or neuter them since they stress over their well-being and prosperity. Nonetheless, this medical procedure is innocuous and performed with sedation. Sterilization doesn't affect the strength of the creatures. They proceed to carry on with long and happy lives. One thing you should keep an eye out for is the additional weight, because numerous pets become apathetic and gain additional pounds after these medical procedures. So you gotta be careful about what they eat. At the point when you spay or neuter, you avoid issues like noisy howling and shouting, sudden pregnancies, and lots of pee in your loft. Mistake 5. Not brushing fur and teeth. Preferably, you ought to have your cat's mouth looked at basically once every year, especially if they're emitting an awful stench. There are special toothbrushes for cats that you can purchase at any pet store. And for fur, you gotta realize that there are rules for each specific kind of fur that your cat has. Standards differ depending on the breed. For instance, smooth cats ought to be washed all the more frequently, while cats with short fur require the slightest consideration, and ones with long fur need to be brushed regularly. If you don't deal with their fur at all, then sure, okay. Cats with long fur may get skin illnesses or mats. Also, at regular intervals, cats should be washed with specific anti-parasitic shampoos. Mistake 6. Giving table food to your dogs. Lots of vets agree that giving your dog table food is a terrible idea. There are differences between the stomachs and throats of people and dogs, and of course the gastric juices too. A dog's digestive system, simply put, can't deal with the vast majority of the food we eat. It is unwise to convey affection to your dog with table food. You need to be considerate of its diet. A great diet for dogs should comprise of food that doesn't need any heat treatment, dairy items, crude meat, and things like hearts and kidneys. Vegetables and some unsweet natural products are also permitted. Mistake 7. Washing a dog's head first and skipping dental care. Bathing is essential in terms of both hygiene and avoiding illnesses. It's anything but prescribed to bathe dogs on a timetable. It's wiser to do it just when the dog gets filthy, for example after strolling in a dusty region. On the other hand, you have to make it a habit to wash the dog's head at the end of the shower because your dog can get a wet head and begin to shiver. Also, do remember to keep your dog's teeth healthy. When you take your pet to the vet, request a specialist to check the condition of their teeth. You could buy a specific toothbrush and toothpaste at the pet store and start routine dental consideration. Mistake number 8, not giving a dog enough attention and love. Dogs, unlike independent cats, are social animals. They crave interaction with you and other dogs. Just like us, dogs need social adaptation to develop their personality and character in the right way. Otherwise, your pet may soon become easily scared, aggressive, and disobedient. Interactions and ample time outside will help your pet develop physically, emotionally, and socially. Mistake 9, not checking their collar before a walk. The primary guideline, your dog ought to be agreeable. For their collar, you have to be aware of certain estimations. 2 fingers should fit in the middle of the neck and the collar for medium to massive dogs, or 1 finger for more modest dogs. Make sure you adhere to this standard, since if the restraint is too tight, it could hurt your dog, and if it's too loose, the dog may just shake it off and flee from you. Remember to change the size of the collar depending on their development and weight. Mistake number 10, leaving a dog closed in an apartment for a very long time. Dogs, for all things considered, need to have sufficient time in the outside, have the option to move a ton, have regular interaction with different dogs, and be allowed to know the outside world. If ever they end up needing more exercise, they will rebel in different manners. They'll be bringing around a surplus of energy, which will end up destroying your belongings and your furniture. This is why a great deal of exercise and order is essential for your pet's well-being. Check it out next time after a pleasant long walk. Your dog will likely go to rest immediately after. So that's all for this video, guys. I hope you found it interesting and useful. What's your personal opinion on this? Do you think there's more mistakes out there that could shorten your pet's life? Let us know in the comments below. Until next time, stay subscribed and stay tuned to Top Best Pets for more amazing videos.